You're pretty sure that you're ready to jump into a new business, but you don't know everything yet. Could you learn it on your own? Sure. Should you? That's a completely separate question. There are consultants out there that can help you out. In today's video, we're going to talk about the big question. Should you hire a consultant to get your business up and running? Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate 2 assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people just like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In my last video, I talked about running payroll in Gusto and gave you a full tutorial on how to go about doing that process. Today, we're going to get into, should you hire a consultant to start your business? Hiring a consultant may seem too expensive or maybe even a little bit scary. You don't know really where to look and you don't know how to approach a consultant, and you might even be a little bit scared that you're going to get shut down because you just aren't prepared enough for it yet. What I've found, they're there, specifically for those reasons, because you're not ready to get things going. They're there to help you out. They anticipate you not knowing what you need to know. That's what they're going to be there, is to help you through that process. If you already knew everything, you would not need a consultant, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So don't be scared that you don't know enough to get started with a consultant. It's not a horrible thing. That's what they're there for, to answer those questions for you. So why should you hire a consultant? There are several reasons why you would want to hire a consultant. You want to be successful and do things correctly from the beginning, which is a big, important thing. It's going to save you so much time and money if you do this and get it kicked off correctly from the beginning. It's going to help you through the pitfalls that happen as you're getting up and starting to run your business. It's going to help you avoid issues that may come up through a state survey. So in assisted living, the state is going to come out, especially in the beginning, they need to do a survey at your site to make sure you have everything in place, everything's ready to go, and that you're good on that front. And so it's going to help you prepare for that state survey so you don't have as many deficiencies on it, which just helps you in the long run. It's going to help you make sure that you are up to the most current rules and regulations. In the healthcare industry, there's a lot of change. It's very highly regulated. There's a lot going on. And so you want to make sure you have somebody that knows what they're talking about and can help you kind of get through that process. This is essentially what a franchise model does. So if you're looking at a franchise model for assisted living, it's not a horrible idea, because they are going to have a lot of these steps and these processes in place that are going to just make your life a lot easier. That's the purpose of buying into a franchise. That's why you spend enough money. It's why you spend the money to join a franchise, because they are giving you this up-to-date information. They're helping you prepare for surveys. They're giving you the policies and procedures and all of those things. So that's kind of what they do. Instead of paying, why you wouldn't do it is, if you didn't want to pay the regular royalties that are associated with the franchise, that's where you would prefer not to do a franchise. This is where you would want to just kind of go with a consultant. Not saying that a franchise and a consultant are the exact same thing. They're not. They're very different. They kind of offer different services and different perks, pros and cons to each list. But if you don't want to spend, 6-7% of all of your income going towards a franchise as a royalty, then looking at a consultant is actually a pretty good idea. It's probably going to save you a little bit of money there, and you'll be able to be successful by doing that. And I touched on this one a little bit earlier, but it's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. You'll avoid all of the pitfalls that could cost you just a ton of money and a ton of time, really. And even it could potentially, as you get into this, you might even find that the state's going to require that you hire a consultant because you have certain deficiencies. That actually has happened to us. So it could happen to me, it could happen to you, and it's totally fine. So what happened with us is we were trying to figure out exactly how to run things, and we were doing a pretty good job. Like, we were making money and everything was going along, but we were not up to date on all of the current rules and regulations because our administrator was just swamped with the staffing crisis. It was really hard for her to find people, so she had to work a lot of hours, and so she just wasn't able to get up to date on all of the current rules and regulations, which caused us to fall behind. And now we're in a situation where we have to find and hire a consultant, which it can happen to anybody. It's not a bad thing though. It's actually a really good thing. It's helping us improve a lot of things in our systems and get things in place so that we can make improvements going forward. So why you should not hire a consultant. Number one is you just don't have the money with it. Consultants can be expensive. So make sure that you have the funds available to pay them, and don't put yourself in a really bad situation because you are paying this consultant up front. It can, if you can't afford a consultant, even if you don't feel like you need one, you're probably better off waiting to start the business anyways, because it's not an exorbitant amount of money. Consultants that I've talked to are between $2,000 and $5,000 for the first 3 months, and then like $1,000 after that, or that kind of puts you in the ballpark of what you're looking at. So it's not a huge expense. So if you can't afford that, you probably can't afford the house anyways. So kind of take that as food for thought, and see what you think about it as you're getting up and running. If you already have the knowledge of how to get a facility up and running, you've done this is your third, fourth facility, you don't need a consultant, you're just kind of here watching my channel because you're trying to learn some of the other ins and outs to just kind of refine your processes, then you probably don't need a consultant. If you already have some of these processes in place, you're probably going to be fine. You're going to be wasting your money. It's maybe not a horrible idea to just kind of have a quick conversation, see what they could offer you, see where they could maybe improve you. It's going to cost you less than it would to get somebody like me that has to hire a consultant, or somebody that's getting started up. But it's something you might want to consider. But if you're already there and you're going, you probably don't need to get a consultant. In fact, what you could maybe look at doing is creating your own consultant business and helping other people get to where you are today. So that's another really cool option that you could look at doing. One thing that I'll point out with consultants is healthcare is so broad. There's a ton of different, just little sectors and things in the healthcare industry. So if you're getting into looking at a consultant, make sure you have somebody that is specific to what you're doing. You don't want to go and hire a consultant that has worked in a hospital or who has worked in a skilled nursing facility when you're trying to start up an assisted living. You want to make sure that you have somebody that knows what they're talking about, specific to the type of healthcare that you are providing, assisted living in this case. So make sure that you do your research, make sure you have somebody that is good and in place. If so, you have somebody in your family or your network who's already really skilled in this area as well, and they're willing to help you out for free, then I wouldn't worry about hiring a consultant. I would bring them in, maybe pay them a little bit, give them a small salary, a stipend, something like that. Help them, give them something that makes it worth their time. But yeah, if you have one of those people in your network, then use them. If you're in a franchise, I would also probably say don't necessarily look at doing a consultant right off the bat. Typically, that franchise is going to have a system that is built for you. There's probably going to be documentation in there that you just need to go find and read. Talk to your franchisor, talk to the people there at the franchise, and see what resources they have that could help you out in it. They should be able to help you out with that. They also may have resources with partners that they've done at the franchise level that could give you some consultant help as you're getting through things. So if you're a part of a franchise, I would say take a step back, breathe for a second, and see if there are other resources that are available to you. All right, in our next video, we're going to be getting into how to find a consultant. So I'll talk about that in the next video. To learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure to visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. I've got other content up there, free resources. You can set up a consulting call with me and we can have a conversation about kind of your situation and where to go from there. And make sure you follow me on my other social media platforms. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep going, keep making step by step by step. If you keep making progress and you're diligent with it, I promise that you will be successful. Thanks for watching and have a great day.